Guys, Manscaped has once again revolutionized men's grooming with their brand new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. The Beard Hedger is a premium beard sculpting machine powerful enough to craft your style with a single swipe. The cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting links, all with one guard. So there's no need for add-ons. The titanium coated T-blade is tough enough on your hair, but smooth enough on your face, leading to single stroke efficiency. And best of all, guys, it's waterproof. The Pro Kit doesn't end there. You'll also get 4 dermatologist-tested formulations. Their beard shampoo and conditioner, Manscaped's beard oil, and the beard balm, all designed to promote beard health. The Pro Beard Kit also comes with 3 free gifts: a beard brush, comb, and scissors to ensure your beard is ready to impress. To get 20% off plus free shipping, use the promo code Chael at manscaped.com or just click on the link below. Slap fighting. What do you guys want to do? What do you want to do? Should we talk about this thing? Should we look at how to help it? I've only really heard two talks on it. Hey, this is great. Off we go with slap fighting. Hey, this isn't great. What are we doing with slap fighting? I've never really heard an in-between, like a back and forth, right? If you have a side that doesn't like it, but you have a side that does, then there's a discussion in between, but I just haven't heard those. And I am not a big fan of sports, but I want to be, right? I work at ESPN. I want to be a fan of sports. I want to have things to do, but I really like the Olympics. I like the Olympics. I like MMA. I do some boxing. Real love is wrestling. You can't ever watch wrestling, right? That's not on TV anywhere. Forget that I said I'm even a fan of that. I like to know what's going on in boxing, but once every 2 years is a match actually worth watching, and then I get my fix in MMA, which used to be really hard. Used to be 5 and 6 events a year. I'd be jealous of my friends that were into football games and basketball. And so I want to like more things. So I want to be open to slapping, to the slap business. But I would look at what I think it's going to take to get that over versus what I'm seeing happening now. I think that's interesting. I think that's fun. I think the way an event is promoted is fun. I think the psychology is very fair. There's a gentleman that came out that was talking about the slap fighting event. And he said a lot of things that made me turn my head. Now, I can't say that they're not accurate. I can't even say that they're dishonest. I don't know a lot about it. But they sure were interesting to me. I mean, from a peculiar standpoint where I went, is that right? Give you an example. He said, hey, this is a sport. It's absolutely a sport. So this discussion's been going on for years about, what is an athlete? Is pool an athlete? Is golf an athlete? And he said, but of course there's techniques. Just by example, you're not standing there defensiveless. You will work the muscles in your neck, in your shoulders, and I believe he said in your back. There was 3 muscles. He said there is an exact moment where you will close your eyes. And he said there's also where you're going to roll with the force without being caught by the judges that you're rolling with the force. Like the rule must say that you got to stand there and take it. But of course, right, you can, if he's the one turning your neck. So now that's the game. The game is to turn and roll with the punch while making it look as though he's doing. We all understand that. But he stated these things. Is that accurate? What muscles do I need to work? Maybe that was my question. He said there was 3 muscles. There was 3 muscles that need to be worked. What are those muscles? How long do I have to work them? Is that a daily thing? Is that twice a day? What is training? What does the regimen look like? I mean, in all fairness, if these things truly exist, just tell us what they are. If closing your eyes at the right moment would just tell me what that moment is. I get that it would be a skill. I get that I would have to practice it. I don't superpose for you that I'm going to know how to do it. That's not what I'm asking, though. If you're telling me there's a time to close your eyes that would be ideal, just tell me what that time is and why. Unless such a time doesn't exist. And that part is just always peculiar for me. And I'm not talking about whether it's accurate or not. And I'm not talking about with what studies and what practice and what gyms can I go to and with what team can I work with and with what coach can I hire. I'm not talking about that. I'm asking you guys, Do you think there's any advantage in doing anything other than what this is? There was a debate on MMA and it being barbaric, and people fought this tooth and nail. This was on the news. And I never got credit for this. And there was plenty of people that did more than I, but my small contribution did come around 2002 when I was finally given an opportunity to do media. And I said that I did think it was barbaric. I said if two guys getting in a cage half naked and fighting under very limited rules for a paycheck and the applause of a drunken audience is not barbaric, perhaps I don't know what barbaric is. When I think barbaric means, boy, that sure fits it, I just don't know why we have to apologize for that. I don't know why we have to say sorry for putting a bit of period of time and going out to do something that you have labeled barbaric. I didn't understand that, and it stopped them in their tracks. And people resisted it when I first started saying it, and then the promotions kept sending me out there more and more and more because the message caught on, and it did make them stop to some degree. And I'm just wondering that with the slap fighting, is there a reason that we're apologizing? Is there a reason that we're explaining this? Is there a reason that we would like people to believe that if you blink at a certain time, and if that is true, with what data did you learn that? With what body of work and what expertise have you come to the conclusion that blinking at a certain time is a defense to being hit in the face? Because that would be really interesting, and I'm not looking to be a dick about it. If you said there was a certain thing that you could eat that would help you, I would be interested in that. It might even bring back some nostalgia and take me to the days of Popeye and the spinach can. Even if that was fiction, I might be interested in that. If rolling with a punch takes pressure off, which it most certainly does, I can tell you that as an expert in combat, most certainly does. But are there people that are doing that, and are they trained to do it like you said? Because if they aren't, why are we saying it? Why don't we just say, look, it's an open hand, man. If you're so weak that you just can't stand that concept, don't. Please don't. I'd never make you watch this. This isn't on prime time. This is on cable. Well advertised what it is. Matter of fact, it's right in the name. Right in the name, we put slap. It's not misleading like, say, football, where you go and watch it and a ball never touches a foot. We tell you in the name what it is. And if you don't like, just don't watch it. But yes, people are going to slap one another. Yep. All night, as a matter of fact. That's what we're going to. I'm just asking, wouldn't that be more effective? Why are we pretending there's certain muscles? Why are we pretending that there's a blink? Why are we pretending that we're rolling with it and getting over on the judges? Why are we doing those things? And should we be? Is it a fight to see who the bigger fool is? Can I convince you? Hey, pro wrestling made its legs on that. NASCAR does it to this day. You have people to this day that think that NASCAR is a competition as opposed to predetermined theater. Maybe that's what we do with slap. Maybe I've got this all wrong. Maybe this is exactly what we do. I would just see a difference in that we have the government overseeing it. If you have the governor overseeing it, I had a call one day. Stephen Morocco. And Stephen Morocco asked me a question. And Stephen's about as good at what he does as anybody that does that. He's a professional. I think his father's a professor. I think I had his father. University of Oregon. Smart guy. And Stephen did ask me one time, though, we were just talking about MMA and we're talking about regulation and the fact that we run towards regulation, not away from it. And he asked me why, and I remember where I was. I remember what I was driving and where I had just making a left-hand turn at a four-way stop, and there was a chevron on the right-hand side that I was pulling into. I remember where I was because I was so stunned that he didn't know the answer. I was so stunned that a professional in this sport who's as good at what he does as anybody didn't know why you run towards regulation as opposed to from it. And it's an extremely key difference before you bring up professional wrestling or you bring up the theater that is NASCAR. If we're going to get the government involved and we've got everything got to be real straight here, is it good to go to the audience and pretend it's something that it's not? That this is about blinking at a certain time or working certain muscles or rolling and not getting called on it by the judges? Or should I say, just like I did in the title that's on the marquee that's posted outside before anybody bought a ticket or turned this through their TV guide, they're going to slap each other back and forth. Real simple. Like it or don't.